Welcome to my channel. In today's I'm going to discuss about Arduino board. So whenever we are going to design some hardware embedded system project, so there the so we have to design the circuit, we have to load the code or burn the code. Okay, it seems some difficulty. So to overcome such cases, we are nowadays the Arduino boards are very versatile used as it is an open source platform and it's a prototype for meant for both hardware and the software. So before going to how we are going to use the Arduino, what are the applications oriented everything, first we have to know what is the circuit elements or basic components in the Arduino board. Why? Because this Arduino board is completely designed with the hardware and the software. So if you observe, has been embedded with all the components and some important ports, everything. So coming to the each and every one, the first and foremost is the here we are going to observe the IC. This is the microcontroller IC. So this IC is of an 80 mega 328p IC. So where there are some 6 analog pins and 14 digital pins here, and these pins are meant for the power source. Okay, so I'll just give an introduction for all the basic components and then I'll come to the IC related one. So here this is a crystal oscillator which is of 16 megahertz. Okay, and this is an voltage regulator for regulating the voltage, and here we are going to use the input voltage around like 7 volts to 12 volts, and we are giving some extra 5 volts, that is nothing but then an operating voltage, we can say that, which was indicated from the LED. Okay, to know that this board is working or not. Okay, we'll be having some reset button. Okay, this is the USB port, nothing but a bootloader which is used for mounting to load the program, okay, from the platform of the Arduino source. And this is a DC power jack which is of using some external voltages up to, as I said for you, like 7 volts to 12 volts. We can use an adapter here. Okay, and here this pins, as I said for you, so this is completely a power source pins, as there are some ground pins and some voltages which are required like 3.3 volts. Okay, we will be having some input and output reference also. So coming to here, this whatever the pins regarding the digital pins and analog pins, these pins are like a digital pin start from D0 to D13 and analog pin starts from A0 to A5. All these pins are function for the input and output. So whenever we want to give some inputs or outputs, we can use all these digital and analog pins. As they are working for both, that is bidirectionally, we can use certain pins as for the input and certain pins for the output. So the question rises, only this is meant for only input and output? No. We can also have other functionalities like we can use for the communication protocols. We can use for generating the modulated signals. For that purposes also we can use this pins. So what are these pins meant for? So first of all, when we say communication protocols, there are be 3 types of communication protocol. One is serial protocol, another one is the SPI protocol, another one is the I2C protocol. So here, whenever I say serial protocol, here my pin numbers 0 and 1. So this pin 0 and 1, this pin 1 will be acting like a transmit and 0 will be acting like receiving. Means as the name suggests, it gives that transmitting and receiving. Next, if you want a communication protocol related with the SPI, then my pin numbers like 10, 11, 12, 13 will are being used. These 4 pins are used, in which the 10th pin is meant for the slave select and 11th pin is meant for the master out slave in, and 12th pin is for master in slave out, and the last 13th pin is meant for the serial clock. So when I'm going to meant for the SPI, these 4 pins, that is from 10, 11, 12, 13 pins are used for the SPI protocols. Next, if I want for I2C protocols, then here my analog pins like A4 and A5 are used for the I2C communication. Okay, so here what happens here means by using these pins I can man for the communication. If I want to design some communication related one, then these pins are being used for that. Other than that, if I want to generate some modulated signals, then we are going to say like a PWM pins. There'll be 6 PWM pins like 3, pin number 3, 5, 6, this 9 and 10, 8. These pins are meant for the PWM pins. Means here, one thing you have to remember that as these pins are related for the input and output functionality, so when we want to use for the modulated generation of modulated signals, or when we want to use for communication purposes, we have to mention in the code that these pins were meant for input and output, and these pins are meant for the modulated signals. We have to mention and we have to use. So mostly these Arduino boards are meant for the automation and the robotic purposes. Why? Because it's very easy to understand. Okay, it's a very simple one, and here it does not require any circuit to be designed here. Okay, so everything was inbuilt here. So directly we have to load some code here by using the USB port, that is nothing but bootloader, and we have to run the things. So based on our requirement, like a home automations, we can design. We can have a robotics performance like a line following robot, obstacle avoidance robots. So all these things we can have. So these videos have been already kept in my channel. Please go through the Arduino related projects. You'll be coming to know what are the applications run with. Thank you.